Hey Rebels, it's Mr. Peasley. We miss you guys. Lara, Maverick, Sophie, and anybody else who might be watching from home because of COVID or any other reason. I'm glad you could join us today. I know you can't be here, so I'm trying to bring our classroom as much as possible to you so that you still feel like a part of our classroom and community. Today I'm going to do a very quick video on multiplication. For some of you, this might be review. I hope it is for grade 4, and you've probably heard some of the things I'm going to say, but I wanted to give you a strong foundation and a start for where we're going to be going into higher more challenging questions and multi-step problems later on in the year. So multiplication is being able to count things faster or group things faster. And we started with a classroom talk about where we're actually going to use it in our lives. I like to make sure that our teaching is grounded in something you'll understand and get that it's valuable to you so that you'll want to learn it. So a big example that came up in our classroom is, let's say you have 15 people coming to a birthday party and you want to give them all a Pokemon card in the loot bag. Well, there's 3 packages of cards, and there's 5 cards in each package. We want to figure out how many cards that is. And that's a multiplication question. 3 times 5 is what many of our students identified that multiplication question of. Now, what does it mean? All right, when it comes to multiplication, I want to give you the secret for single-digit multiplication. And once you have this figured out, pretty much you can answer any multiplication question up to 9 times 9, no problem. And there's many different strategies you can use, but this is the one hint that you need to remember, the crux of it. It means groups of. For instance, 3 times 5, I don't say 3 times 5 in my head. Mr. Peasley literally reads it like a sentence, 3 groups of 5. And once I have that information, I can take something like this, 3 times 5, which is usually written with an X or has the word multiplication in the title, and what it's going to equal. I rewrite it or restate it in my mind, 3 groups of 5, and once I have that clue, I now just literally draw it out or count it, okay? The first number is how many groups, and the second number is how many are going to be in each group. Let me show you. Taking the question we're working with 3 times 5, I decided to make 3 different groups and I've spaced them out so you can see them. This is group number 1, group number 2, and then group number 3, because I have 3 groups that I'm going to be dealing with. The next part is of how many in each group of 5. So now I'm putting 5 into each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, all I have to do is count those together, and I will have my answer. 3 times 5, the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Aha, the answer is 15. So if there's 3 card packs and there's 5 in each, if I bought them and I opened them, I would have 15 cards in total. Now, that is the starting position of multiplication with single digit. Some of you will already know this in grade 4 and say, like Mr. Peasley, that's too easy. Let me show you how you increase your skill and eventually get to what we want to know, is where we just remember our times tables up to 9 times 9 or 10 times 10 without having to draw it out. So this is stage 1. Remembering what it means, or these words to help you figure it out. This many groups and this many in each group. Start by drawing it until you get really solid with the idea and concept. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you some worksheets, and I know you can't see it very well, but I'll post them to the Google Classroom. And it's just going to have questions like this, and I want you to practice drawing it out and writing the answer just like you see on the board. Okay. Secondarily, counting one at a time is very slow. All year long I've been talking about skip counting and how we can go faster. So the second step is don't count everything out one at a time. Start learning and to look for patterns and groupings so that you can count your answer faster. So here I'm going to actually count by 5s to get to my answer. Once I've drawn it out, I'm going to count 5, 10, 15, because each group has the exact same amount, 5. So I've gotten to my answer 15 a lot quicker counting by 5s than by 1s. All right, still the same answer. Okay. After that, I'm wondering if you guys could not draw it out. Do it in your head. 3 groups of 5 should say that I need to skip count 5 3 times. It's 3 groups with 5 in each. It should sound or look something like this: 5, 10, 15. 3 times 5 is 15. And once you can visualize that in your head, eventually you want to be able to get to remember it. 3 times 5 equals 15. That quick. Guys, that's usually by grade 6. Some of you will be able to accomplish this, and that's amazing. And if you can't yet, do not worry. Don't panic. You're not falling behind. This is the concept that you need to know inside and out to be able to keep moving forward with multiplication. Okay. Now, I do want to point out a few interesting things. When you're drawing it out, or the other thing I forgot to mention is you can take counters like snap cubes at home, or perhaps coins or something that won't distract you, but maybe Lego pieces, and you can make these groups actually physically with things to help you with your math, if that's a better way for you to learn. I want to point out that you have to watch out for what the numbers mean and where they are. 3 times 5 means 3 groups of 5. But what would happen if I turn that around? What would happen if I decided that this should be 5 times 3? 5 times 3 changes everything. Now it's not 3 groups of 5. It's 5 groups with 3 in each group. It looks completely different. It looks like this. I've done it in columns, guys. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. There's my 5 groups of. And I've got 3 in each column. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's see what the answer to 5 times 3 is. I can count them one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Remember that number. I'm going to put it down, lock it in. Or I can try doing some skip counting to go faster. I see that there's groups of 3, so I'm going to choose skip counting by 3s. 3 more is 6, 3 more is 9, 3 more is 12, and 3 more is 15. Excellent. You might be saying, Mr. Peasley, you got the same answer. 3 times 5 was 15, and 5 times 3 equals 15. And you're correct and very observant. You can switch the numbers and come up with the exact same answer. A beautiful little trick when it comes to one-digit multiplication. But the drawings are completely different. You need to notice that this is 3 groups with 5 in each. And this is very different. This is 5 groups with 3 in each. You might be asking, Mr. Peasley, why do I need to pay attention to that? The answer was 15. But now pretend we go back to packaging up those Pokemon cards we were talking about. Would you like to buy a package, 3 packages with 5 in it, knowing that you're going home with 5 inside? Or would you prefer to purchase one of these packages, and when you go home there's only 3 cards in the package? That's right. When we go on to more complicated or multi-step problems, understanding the difference, what it means to switch those numbers is very important. Anyways, I think that's enough for right now. We're going to be moving into multiplication single digit, which means 1 digit at school. I'm going to be posting some worksheets for you to do. On the first worksheets, I actually do want you to draw out your pictures for me. I want to make sure that we're not reversing the groups of. I want to make sure that you really understand the concept well. And then after you are proving to me that, yes, you understand it, drawing it out is slowing you down, it's time to speed up. It's time to start skip counting, then eventually in your head, and eventually just remembering multiplication. And the next step for those of you who might already know how to do this is to do 2-digit multiplication and come up with some word problems where we're actually going to use multiplication in real life. I hope this was clear. I hope this was more information than what you needed. I hope you realize that you can pause me, stop me, rewind me, make me say the same thing 3 or 4 times, and probably point out a mistake or 2 as well with the video. That it was a little bit more fun and interactive, and I hope to see some of your work coming in soon. And of course, get back to class. Be awesome community members, my rebels. Take care.